The whole point of it was just to be able to say, look, he is a very bad man, and now the court even says that he's a very bad man. Even though this whole case is fabricated because there's no underlying crime that raises the 34 misdemeanors to felonies.
Also,
these
people were like opposed to the system.
Oh, no.
The criminal justice system.
No,
corrupt.
They're not opposed to anything at all. They're completely...
Don't screenshot me doing that.
Now you just told them.
That doesn't matter anyways because they believe there's no truth but power. So they love to wield the system against other people despite the fact that they don't believe in the system to begin with.
That's exactly right.
Now we're just spinning our wheels saying they're hypocrites.
Yeah. And I would point out
they're not even hypocrites because it's not about hypocrisy. It's about about hierarchy. It's okay for them to do things, but anyone else that does it, it's there. No matter what you do, you're bad. So they're just going to poo-poo you no matter
Ends
what
justify
you do.
the means to them.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
And Ed never disappoints to do something disappointing.
I mean, like the worst part of that tweet is that's the tweet. It's how boring it is. It's not even creative.
From the guy that just yesterday, when Barack Obama and Donald Trump were sitting next to each other and yucking it up at the funeral of President Carter, he was like, "Oh, we should come together and see even they can be civil and et cetera, et cetera." Right. And then, of course, today he's like, convicted felon. Haha, gotcha.
That's actually the most maddening part about it, right? Because there's no actual intellectual through line, meaning that he can say that one day and then act completely different another day. So how do you actually get along with people who don't have any type of consistency in their behavior?
You don't. You mean
like you can't inherently trust someone who's going to act completely different the next day based on what they believe to be true.
You meme them until they cry, and then you meme them crying. That's completely what you do. There is no, just like you said, though, there is no consistency. There is no ideology underneath it except for power. What do we got? Breaking. This is from Brian Krasenstein on X. Breaking. Judge Juan Marchand sentences Donald Trump to unconditional discharge. He is officially a convicted felon. For all the people who shouted and screamed at me for calling him that before, I told you so. He was. Marchand. However, the considerable, indeed extraordinary legal protections afforded the office of the chief executive is a factor that overrides all others, he says. They do not reduce the seriousness of the crime or justify its commission in any way. One power they do not provide is the power to erase a jury verdict. Ordinary citizens do not receive those legal protections. It is in the office of the president that bestows those to the office holder. It is the citizenry of this nation that recently decided that you should once again receive the benefits of those protections. But as I was saying earlier, and we've gone over the conditions of this particular case multiple times, but in case you aren't aware, the felony charges, the 34 felony charges that they love to talk about, that Donald Trump has been charged with, they're not felonies in and of themselves. They need an underlying crime that happened prior to the felonies to raise them from misdemeanors to felonies. And there's no crime that anyone has articulated or can articulate that Donald Trump has committed to raise them to felonies. So these are all actually misdemeanors. And on top of that, the statute of limitations of this particular crime, they had run out and they extended them so that Donald Trump could be charged. This is Banana Republic stuff. And it is unquestionable that it is. So anyone that's taking joy, like Brian Krasenstein or anyone else, that takes joy and glee in saying, oh, Donald Trump's now really a convicted felon, these are the people that allow for society to break down from the inside. Because if you don't have a judiciary that the people can trust, then you have people deciding that it's not worth going to the police. That means that they take the law into their own hands, or they don't report crimes, and you end up with a downward cycle in your city. And you see this in New York now, where people aren't reporting crimes. They don't go to the police. They don't feel like the police are going to do anything. And it's caused massive uptick in crime, and it causes a breakdown in society.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.